Imagine yourself as a child, backpack on for the first day of class. Can you recall the great memories, the anxieties, and the difficulties you faced? But now, imagine that your parents just uprooted you from your comfortable life to go to the other side of the world where you don't understand anything adults are saying. You don't fit in with the others. You can't read any hallway signs. Your parents aren't even able to help you because they don't speak the language of this new school either. Happy first day of class. Welcome to the world of an English language learner. Here in Richland 1, we are working hard to offer the best education to our English language learners, helping them to gain confidence and master a new language. Whatever your role in the district, you will surely encounter our ELs and families, and it is important for you to know what is required by law and what is customary in practice for how we serve them in a way that provides each student access to an equal education. An equal education for ELs is not necessarily identical to education for English-only speakers. Our district EL population is growing and represents families from over 60 countries and territories that communicate in over 70 different languages. The international population in our district is significant, and many of them are or were in the ESOL program. Students in the ESOL program are as diverse as the regular student population, sometimes even more so. Our ESOL students participate in every program in the district. We work with students born abroad, but over half of our ELs were born here as U.S. citizens. In keeping with the Civil Rights Act of 1964, we serve all students and provide for them a world-class education while they are with us. These are some of the major court cases underpinning how we serve ELs and their families. It is every child's civil right to receive an equal and awesome education. Our district-level team is devoted to legal compliance, supporting ESOL staff and students, and assisting all other school and district staff on EL issues. This team will gladly work with you in any way we can to serve our students and families. We have 12 ESOL centers. At each school, a dedicated ESOL teacher works to serve students across grade and proficiency levels, and depending on the size of the school population, multiple teachers may be present. These teachers are great resources for helping your school serve your students and families, so consult with them first when you have questions. Schools that are not ESOL centers have an ESOL contact person who works directly with our district office to provide support to any teacher working with ELLs who have waived services. Our district has multiple part-time interpreters who can help us work with families in Spanish or our other large language groups. If you need something in these or any of our other languages, we can do all we can to help. If you need assistance in areas of counseling, psychology, social work, or parenting resources, the district has great personnel for support. Speak with ESOL personnel to find out more about connecting with these colleagues. Now let's discuss the specifics of what administrators, staff, and teachers are required to provide to ELs and their families. Fundamentally, we need to ask ourselves, how can we create a culture of caring that welcomes and includes ELs and parents into our school community? Office staff will enroll each new student age appropriately and analyze the home language survey to understand the family's language background. ESOL staff at our International Welcome Center will administer a placement test to determine the student's level of English proficiency. Personnel will also provide information to parents regarding our ESOL program and other community resources that could assist in their transition to our area. After that, the student will be scheduled in classes, and most of their day will be spent with you in the regular classroom environment. ELs will have ESOL services as needed, and ESOL teachers craft lessons for students using language and content standards to build both social and academic English. Their class is not a support lab. After placement, an individualized modification and accommodation plan, IMAP for short, which has the same legally binding authority as an IEP or 504 plan, will be collectively developed, which incorporates accommodations and modifications for testing and classroom work. The IMAP should be followed by all teachers and staff working with the student. We also must ensure that each EL has access to every program, resource, or extracurricular activity our district offers. Cafeteria staff, nurses, coaches, counselors, support staff, psychologists, district office employees, teachers, administrators, and all other staff all have a part to play. Any services you would expect for your own child at school are what we ought to provide for each of our ELs as well. It is essential to communicate all important information with our parents in the language they best understand. It is their right and what you would expect as a parent from your child's school. Involving parents in events like field trips, SIC, and even classroom parent activities is essential. We want all families to be contributors to our shared culture. And in everything we do, we want to create a level playing field for all of our ELs and their families. There are 3 categories of ELs that you may be encountering this year. First, served students will require accommodations and modifications in their work. Each student is unique, and how we serve each student may be distinct. It is important not to judge a student's academic abilities in English based on their conversational skills, because academic language takes several years longer to develop than conversational skills. Second, waived students are those whose parents sign a form to opt out of ESOL services, but who should still get accommodations and modifications in the classroom. Each of these served and waived students will take the Access for ELLs test each spring until passing all 4 domains of the test. Each will have an IMAP drawn up for them yearly to describe services required. Please keep in mind that a teacher cannot fail an EL unless it has been clearly documented that the reason is not due to her or his English language proficiency. The teacher's job comes first in creating modified and accommodated work. Only after these accommodations and modifications are made can a student be assessed and graded fairly. Consider how discouraged you might feel receiving failing grades in a foreign school, knowing you are intelligent and even that you understand the concepts, but you just can't show it based on the linguistic difficulty of the test. Thirdly, exited students have passed the Access and will rarely need any support in their classes. They are monitored by ESOL teachers for several years to ensure their continued success, and hopefully you will find them excelling in their coursework. Now that you are aware of the different categories of ELs, you may wonder where to find a framework about quality instruction. While the endeavor to serve ELs effectively can seem daunting, we are confident that by working together, we can reach the goal. Your piece is a crucial part of the whole. To help you serve ELs effectively, professional development is available in-house through interactive coursework, blended learning, school-level PDs, book studies, and mentoring relationships, many of which can be found online. We can also provide access to other PDs through local, state, and national conferences to fit your particular schedule and needs. Any teacher, staff member, or administrator interested in seeking PD opportunities should reach out to ESOL personnel to find out more. Please follow up with the appropriate personnel or consult the ESOL guidebook found on the district website to help you know where to go from here in serving this important population. And the next time you run into a bewildered, non-English speaking student or parent, reflect back to where we imagine ourselves at the start of this video. Put yourself in their shoes, empathize with their struggle, and then be the dedicated professional that you are, and welcome them with open arms and into our district.